everyone, today we're going to be going over arithmetic series. So this is basically the sum of terms in a series. Here we have two examples. The first example is 3 plus 6 plus 9 plus 12, and the second example is 2 plus 4 plus 6 plus 8 plus to infinity. I want you to keep in mind that there's two different types of arithmetic series. There could be finite and there could also be infinite. Finite means that you know the last term of the series. So in this example, we know that it's 12. But in the second example, we don't know the last term because it just adds up to infinity. So therefore, this pattern, this example is going to be infinite. This example is going to be a finite series. There's also two different formulas that you could use for arithmetic series. The first formula, you're going to have to know the term they're adding up to. So for example, if you're trying to find the sum of the first 10 terms, it's going to be sum of the first 10 terms is equal to 10 divided by 2 times the first term A plus the 10th term. Okay? But for the second formula, you don't need to know that. All you need to know is the term, so n. You're going to need to know the first term A, so U1 or T1. And you're going to need to know the common difference. So for example, if you're trying to find the sum of the first 24 terms, it's going to be T24 is equal to 24 divided by 2 times 2A plus 24 minus 1 times D. Okay? But D is the common difference. So now that you know how to use both the formulas, we're gonna do the first example. Find the sum of 1 plus 5 plus 9 plus 13 to 30 terms. So what this means is they're trying to make you find the sum of the first 30 terms. So let's write down all the information that we know. We know A is equal to 1. We know that N is equal to 30, right? And we know that the common difference is T2 minus T1. So 5 minus 1 is equal to 4. So the common difference is 4. So looking at the information that we know, we can see that we should use this formula because we already have all the information to find the sum of the first 30 terms. So S30 is equal to 30 divided by 2 times 2 times 1 plus 30 minus 1 times 4. Let's do the mental math quickly. 30 divided by 2 is 15 times 2 plus 29 times 4, 1,770. That's going to be your answer. Now for the second question. The second term of an arithmetic sequence is 7. The sum of the first 4 terms is 12. Find the first term A and the common difference D. Okay. Let's write down the information that we know. We know T2 is equal to 7, right? Term 2 is equal to 7, but we know the sum of the first 4 terms is 12. So when you only have this amount of information, I had a similar question like this in my last video, but let's just do it again. If we have only this type of information, the only thing you can do is to make two different equations. So for T2 is equal to 7, this is term 2, right? So I'm going to be using arithmetic sequence formula, not arithmetic series. So not one of these formulas, okay? I'm going to be using arithmetic sequence, which is, if you forgot, it's Tn is equal to A plus n minus 1 times D. Okay? So if we know that term 2 is equal to 7, that is also equal to A plus 2 minus 1 times D. So 7 is going to be equal to A plus D. Now we're going to do the same thing for the sum of the first 4 terms is equal to 12. But this time we're going to be using the series formulas, right? So one of these formulas. Now I'm going to be using the second formula. So it's going to be Sn is equal to n divided by 2 times 2a plus n minus 1 times d. So if we know that S4 is equal to 4 divided by 2 times 2a plus 4 minus 1 times d, S4 is also equal to 12. So 12 is equal to 2 times 2a plus 3d. We're going to distribute the 2. So 12 is going to be equal to 4a plus 6d. Now the second step is elimination, okay? Because we want to eliminate either a or d to find the value of, okay, so for example, if you're going to eliminate d, you're going to find the value of a, and then you're going to substitute the value of a into this equation or this equation to find the value of a, okay? So let's do that. Second step, elimination. So we're going to be doing 12 is equal to 4a plus 6d subtracted by 7 is equal to a plus d. But we run into an issue because 4a minus a does not equal 0, or 6d minus d does not equal to 0 either. So what we're going to do, we're going to multiply 7 is equal to a plus d by either 4 or 6, depending on what you want to eliminate. So I want to eliminate the a, so I'm going to multiply this by 4. So that is equal to 28 is equal to 4a plus 4d. Then we're going to subtract this by 12 is equal to 4a plus 6d. That gives us 16. The a eliminates, and then we're left with negative 2d, right? Going to divide by negative 2 on both sides. Then d is going to be equal to negative 8. Now that we know the value of d, right, we're going to substitute the value of d into either this equation or this equation. It doesn't matter which one you choose. But I'm going to choose 7 is equal to a plus d. So third step is substitution. So if 7 is equal to a plus d, 7 is going to be equal to a minus 8. Then a is going to be equal to 7 plus 8, which is equal to 15. Therefore, you found your answer. That's right, our therefore statement. Therefore, a is equal to 15 and d is equal to negative 8. Now for the last question. The first three terms of a sequence is given by a, then 5a minus 8, and 3a plus 8. Find the first term, and then they want us to show that the sum of the first n terms is a square number. Okay, so obviously the first thing we're going to do is to try to find a. Let's rewrite the sequence. So a, and then t2 is 5a minus 8, and then t3 is 3a plus 8. So if you think about the common difference, right, we know that t2 minus t1 will give us the common difference. But t3 minus t2 will also give you the common difference because you're adding by a certain value every single time to get to the next term. So you're adding the terms by the same exact value. So if this is true, it's going to be t3 minus t2 is equal to t2 minus t1. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to do 3a plus 8. Let me use a different color. So let's choose orange. So 3a plus 8, so we're using this rule. 3a plus 8 minus 5a minus 8 is also equal to 5a minus 8 minus a. Okay? Now, let's do our algebra. So 3a minus 5a is minus 2a. Then 8 plus 8 is plus 16. And then 5a minus a is 4a, and then minus 8. Okay? Let's group all the a's on one side. So it's going to be 24 is equal to 6a. And then when we divide 6 on both sides, we're left with a is equal to 4. So now that we found the first term a, the next thing they want us to do is to show that the sum of the first n terms is a square number. So if they want us to do that, we know we're going to be using the sum formula to prove that. So we're going to be using this formula. Sn is equal to n divided by 2 times 2a plus n minus 1 times d. Okay? So far we know the value of a, but we don't know the value of d. Okay, so the next step is to find the value of d. To find the value of d, all we're going to do is to substitute 4 into all the terms here. So into this one, and this one. So it's going to be 4, then 5 times 4 minus 8, and then 3 times 4 plus 8. So you're left with 4 is equal to 12. So 4, then 12, and then 20. So now to find the common difference, all we're going to do is t2 minus t1, or t3 minus t2. So this gives us 8. So the common difference is going to be 8. Now the very last step, so this is the first step, second step, now the third step. Now the very last step is to substitute your information into this formula. Okay? So to figure out if it's going to be a square number. So Sn is equal to n divided by 2 times 2 times 4 plus, oh, there's not enough space here. Sn equal to n divided by 2 times 2 times 4 plus n minus 1 times 8. So n divided by 2 is equal to n divided by 2 times 8 plus 8n minus 8 because you're distributing the 8. And then we're left with n divided by 2 is equal to n divided by 2 times 8n. And then 8n squared divided by 2. And then we're left with 4 times n squared. Therefore, we did prove that the sum of the first n terms is equal to a squared value. So we solved all the questions. I also want to tell you that the first question is a level 1-2 in terms of the MYP difficulty scale. The second question is a 5-6, and the third question is a 5-8. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, please leave your questions in the comments section.